we're back here in the new and improved HA Mobile. I want to first off recognize that we are on the traditional territories, the beautiful territories of the Nanaimo First Nations. And I'm really excited to have you, Sheila, and I have to come out and say right away, thank you for pushing me on this, because this has sort of become a bit of a tradition for me, and to do these interviews. And with COVID-19, obviously doing them in my car, unless I was going to put plexiglass and stuff, well, it wasn't really going to happen. And you in an email said, Dirk, you're not going to let this thing stop you, or something to that effect.
This is a time of innovation.
Absolutely.
And you stepped up. But...
Absolutely. And thank you for that, because this has been really rewarding to do this. And I think the one thing that this pandemic has taught us is the importance of innovating. And it's been my favorite quote throughout the pandemic, that the Chinese definition of crisis is a dangerous opportunity. And I've taken that to heart, and so thank you for pushing me. So here we are in the school bus here. Do you have a Class 2 driver's license by chance? You could take this first spin?
I do not. Let's just
That's too bad. We'll stay here. So first off, thank you to the school district for providing us this social distancing means of being able to do our interviews. What do you have a favorite memory of a school bus?
I worked for 2 summers at Horse Lovers Day Camp.
Okay.
And we sang songs back and forth 2 hours a day on the commute to camp. It was a ball.
Yeah.
3 Blue Pigeons was the particular favorite.
Oh.
And, it sounds terrible to me now, but in the moment it was a camp fave.
Yeah, that's cool. I was thinking back about some old songs that we sang in the bus. I'm not going to repeat them because we know that I don't sing on video. But it's been a while since I've been in a bus, and it's been a while since I've spent this much time in a bus. So I was going to say, tell us some things about yourself, but I'm going to skip that one because you've already been with us for quite some time, and we've gotten to know you first as a MP and now as an MLA. So I'm going to skip on to other things if that's okay. What for you are the 3 most important issues in this election that we have right now?
Number 1, keeping people safe, getting through the pandemic as healthy as we can. 2nd, building back better. Making sure we support in every way the small businesses that are at the backbone of our community. And then the 3rd big piece is all the other stuff we were working on before the pandemic hit. Action on severe mental illness and homelessness, action on opioid crisis. We're seeing a lot of this right here in town.
Yeah.
And nail that stuff, then we'll do more climate change work. It's all big.
No
all
pressure.
Big pushes.
No pressure.
Yeah. Lots to do.
And if there were 3 sort of important things that the NDP platform has, would they echo yours, or what do you feel are the NDP's 3 main priorities?
Well, there are a ton of priorities province-wide. Healthcare, affordable living, and clean jobs in a climate-friendly economy. But I would drill those down to what's in the platform that I think particularly resonates with people in Nanaimo. What I've been hearing the year and a half that I've had this job: more family doctors. Mm-hmm. Just this morning announced a new medical school. Need to train people up. There's hundreds of people every year that want to get into medical school. They get stuck on a waiting list. That's a big one. And then another is the renter's rebate. That's going to make a big difference. And back on the medical side, a cancer care clinic for Nanaimo, something people have been asking for, and I'm really glad that we're one of the 2 communities chosen.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. I recently became aware that the population north of the Malahat is now greater than south of the Malahat.
And Nanaimo's the biggest city on Vancouver Island.
Yeah, after Victoria, for sure. And so I think we need to see more resources. We need to make it easier for people to get medical aid without having to go all the way to Victoria and stuff like that. So that sounds good. What does good leadership look like to you during the pandemic?
I love the way Horgan has taken the space when he needs to, but particularly let Dr. Bonnie Henry lead, strong woman of science who's giving us all the direction. And I appreciate too that he's got Adrian Dix and Carol James. So 3 leaders of the party, all able to work together side by side. And it's been great for me working with Horgan because he doesn't need to hog all the space. He's very happy to spread the work around and let each person lead from their own spot.
Yeah, I have been particularly admiring Bonnie Henry in that I find she isn't your sort of atypical leader. Like, she has a very different approach, and yet it's so endearing, and so many people have taken to her advice, her thoughts, and I just I love it. I think it's just great that she has gotten the attention and the worthy accolades that she's gotten.
Yeah. You know, a couple of things about her that really strike me. She's from Charlottetown, PEI, which is where I spent my most formative years growing up. She is a doctor that came through the Navy, and so she served in the Navy for quite a long time as a doctor.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if that has something to do with both her quiet leadership, but also her adherence to protocols. And she's also a runner and a meditator. All those together, I think, say something about the recipe that, makes that whole of really a very unusual and very strong leader.
We tried really hard to have her speak at the virtual Vaia Island Summit that's coming, and we're still keeping our fingers crossed, but her schedule is sadly busy. What has been the most challenging experience so far during this campaign?
Oh, I miss talking to people face to face.
Yeah.
I really do, and there's just no way around it. You know what? We're not going to knock on people's doors, and I'm very reticent to even kind of approach people in public because we just don't want to put anybody on edge. And so this is just what it is.
Yeah.
The same way that we get our haircut in different ways and we buy groceries in different ways, but I really do miss the energy of being in crowds of people and being in the middle of community organizations that are showing me the work they've done, and I get charged up and inspired by that. We're still carrying a lot of that on by telephone and by Zoom, but it's it doesn't have the same charge, and so I'm missing that.
Yeah, no, and I totally get that. I'm missing the events as well. I like photographing all the events as well. So let's see, what was I going to ask you here? We have a couple quick round speed round questions here for you. These are highly important, very important to the campaign. Just answer to the whatever comes first. I need Zach, do you have any coffee there? I'm not finding my words.
No.
Rats. Okay, so here we go. First one: Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Gosling?
Oh, Gosling.
Gosling. Okay. And are you a good driver?
I am a good driver.
Okay. And what's the fastest you've ever driven in your car?
130.
Okay. Disneyland or Haida Gwaii?
Haida Gwaii.
Okay. And what does a person need to be happy?
Oh, love in their life.
Sounds good. And if you could have lunch with anyone from the past, with whom would it be?
Someone from the past? Charles Darwin.
Ah, cool.
He was out there.
Yeah.
Unpopular in his time, and a man of science.
Awesome.
And a man of change.
So I've asked all the easy questions, but we have Harmon, who is going to come up here in just a sec. Harmon is from Barsby, right?
Yeah.
Harmon is from Barsby School, and he's going to come here and ask some questions. I'm going to make a bit of space so that Harmon can come here. Harmon's going to sit right here. Just give me a sec, Harmon. And all right. There we go. So, take it away, Harmon.
Alrighty.
Hey, hit me.
Alright, so, what do you think you could do to help, like, homelessness and stuff here?
It's a huge one.
Yeah.
We've been working the 3 years that we've had government already to try to build back up the stuff that didn't get built and the services that got cut even under the previous government. But it's been like emergencies in Nanaimo, especially because of that tent city. Other communities have been able to plan building, putting modular housing in place for homelessness, so you can get people under a roof, stabilize their lives, and then give them kind of coaching or kind of training wheels that might make them a better roommate or a better tenant, and help them not just obtain housing, rental housing, but retain it too. A lot of people, living rough have kind of lost some of that, ability to look after a place. But in Nanaimo, because we ended up just in this jam because of tent city, we ended up with the trailer housing. Harder. It's better than getting pushed out into the street, but that was kind of the first wave. We've got a whole bunch more stuff that's been approved by the city that the province is going to pay for. Getting people off the street, getting them some basic supports, getting them in shape to be good members of the community, and dealing with some of the mental health and addiction problems too. But it's taking a little while. We've got some stuff under construction, but it's not happening as fast as the need, especially with the pandemic, where the shelters had to go to half capacity. People that were couch surfing and stuff turned out to be on the street. So our numbers are way higher and the stakes are higher. So we're throwing a ton of money at it and working in partnership to try to get some solutions, and we want to do more.
Yeah.
Harmon, did you have another question?
So do you think the hospitals and everything will be all right with how everything's been so far, and if the pandemic will grow? Or
it's a great question. We've been putting new beds and different kinds of care centers into the hospital just in case, and it turns out that they're part of what the community's been asking for anyway, for more kind of specialized care at the hospital. So far, hospitalizations on Vancouver Island have been really low. So that's, fingers crossed that continues. Lower Mainland, bit of a different question. There's some peaks in hospitalizations there that are worrying. So everybody's just super keeping on their toes. But the modeling work that Bonnie Henry said, that we've got the capacity on Vancouver Island, and then Nanaimo General Hospital is a big part of that. So we're super lucky to have all healthcare workers that are really taking great care and ready to amp it up even more if we do hit another peak.
Awesome.
Hope we don't.
Thanks, Harmon.
Great questions. Awesome.
Yeah, thanks so much for participating. You're from Barsby, right?
Yeah, Barsby.
Awesome. So just a couple things in closing here. We have an all candidates meeting tomorrow, is that right? At the Chamber, it's put on by the Chamber, but it's at the Shaw Auditorium. You can go to the Chamber website, www.bc.ca, and when you click on the homepage there, you'll see a link to the live video feed that's happening tomorrow, 6:30. Yeah.
People can't go there in person, right? It's only a live event, but you can also see it on Shaw Cable as well.
There you go. Thanks. I wasn't aware of that. And, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, which we've just had, I wanted to hear from you what you were thankful for.
This year especially, all the frontline workers, whether they're grocery stores or ferry workers or hospital attendants, we've always known how important they are in their community, but now we know they're lifesavers, and they're putting themselves at risk to do that work. So very, very grateful, and sending them the best that they keep safe too.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. In the spirit of Thanksgiving, I want to thank Zach, our videographer. Say hi, Zach. He came forward to help me out with this, and I really appreciate that. Thanks so much. Zach Tanner Pictures, is it?
Tanner Pictures, yeah.
Tanner Pictures, pardon me. I'll get it straight, If there was another candidate we were photographing, I would have got it right, I'm sure. I want to thank Sheila Malcolmson for joining us here. I want to thank Harlem Ahuja, pardon me, for joining us, taking time away from the school day. I also want to thank the school district. They were great partners in this, providing us these wicked set of wheels here that we've got. We're going to pimp it out here in a bit and go for a ride with Sheila. And most importantly, thank you for viewing. Please share this as much as you can. I think people are wanting to get to know the candidates this year, as the opportunities are a little different. And most importantly, please remember to vote on Saturday, October 24th, or I think, what is it? The early voting starts tomorrow, I believe. Is that right? And for those of you who are voting by mail, you can do that anytime. So thanks so much, everyone, for helping out. This is Dirk from the HA Mobiles. Till next time, ciao for now.